that what makes IPM course difficult at NALSAR?
I'll take this question.
Sure.
So, good evening, one and all. So I'm actually Dr. Vivek Pani. I head the admissions here, both the MBA admissions and IPM admissions. So IPM at NALSAR is a well-crafted program, and it's one of our flagship programs of the university. So we intend to develop and nurture level 5 leads. So that's the objective of IPM program at NALSAR. So the IPM program has got a well-rounded curriculum, and which actually creates the environment for leadership, for level 5 leadership. So we have courses from sociology, political sciences, philosophy, psychology, mathematics, deep tech, and also law, which is our cup of tea. So in addition to the management courses, so this kind of well-rounded curriculum is actually something that only one particular university in India is able to offer, which is NALSAR. So thanks to our strong foothold in social science, we are able to develop this particular value offering for our target audience. And on top of it, if you can observe the curriculum, so we have 4 internships across the 5-year program. So each internship is again a well-crafted strategy of our faculty members. So we want the students to get exposed to various kinds of business setups, various kinds of geographies, various kinds of demographics. So the first internship after first year is after first year of BBA, the first year of IPM. So the students are asked to go to grassroots level business setups, NGOs, and other civil society organizations. They are asked to work with them, and they are asked to understand what actually happens at such a grassroots level. So this time, the first batch of IPM, we have recorded 100% placement in the very first month of our IPM here. So we have seen that people have been placed by NGOs which are in some of the remotest areas of the country. So we have students going to Uttarakhand, we have students going to Gujarat, we have students going to Himachal Pradesh, we have students going to Northeast, we have students also going to down south. So this kind of exposure, is something very unique. So the students will definitely understand what actually happens in a rural setup that is Bharat of India, right? So all this well-crafted strategy we have at place here at NALSAR is actually making NALSAR something different from any other IPM course in it. So I think Pinaki sir can also add to this point.
Yeah, so in addition to what Vivek has just said, see, tomorrow's managers will require to have their foot on the ground, and they must have the ability to fly high as well. This is 5 years down the line that we are talking about, and the world might be a very different place 4 years from now, let's say, for our first batch, and for the incoming batch 5 years from now. You never know, we might just land up with one country less. Who knows, right? There'll be impact. There'll be an impact throughout the world. That discussion has to happen somewhere. That voice has to be heard. Somebody needs to ask those bad questions. That will allow people to learn, to enlarge their understanding of the business environment, and also realize that business is a transaction of value. Business is nothing but I have something of value, you have something of value. We cohesively trade value. Right? Transact in value. What is that value that lies ahead of us? How do I understand what is value, which can be transacted? That's the core of our program, and that's why we are so intent in offering a program which offers level 5 leadership. You must be humility. You have to have your feet on the ground, and please never believe that your feet is up. Somebody told me that Meesho, there's a startup called Meesho. Meesho became the youngest unicorn, and the next day they laid off 150 employees. What kind of social message are we sending? Are we only talking about money here? What about those 150 people? Do we really not bother about those kind of people? That could be one side of the story, but the other side of the story, of course, could be who were these 150 people? Is technology taking away their job? Why did this happen? That is the question that we need to ask here, not what has happened. So the search for why is what this IPM program is about.
Sir, that was a very good answer. And as you said, why IPM course is difficult. So my next question is why IPM, particularly at NALSAR?
I think Vivek has already answered this question as well. But NALSAR has been in in the top league of social science, humanities, and legal education since 1998. The kind of faculty that we have here who are trained abroad, who have worked abroad, who have now come back here, offer an amazing experience to our law students as well. When we sat down imagining a program which is the IPM program, which culminated in the IPM program, we started off in 2016. That was the first meeting that we had about imagining a program which combines all of these, combines the best of law, the best of social sciences, and offers the insights into management. Is that it's such a kind of a program possible? That conversation happened in a democratic setup, which is of course NALSAR, and we spent some time. We spent about 5 years in selecting the right kind of faculty who will offer programs, finding out the right resources, creating an environment, imagining the program in our mind, so that we believe in it. That has led to us launching the program last year. In the first term, our students are exposed to a course called Constitution and Business. Now, everybody says that the true Bible of our nation is the Constitution, but we don't teach them and teach that in any business organization, in any B school. That program is not taught. So we enter business schools and then suddenly start believing that we have all become managers and leaders. Now we don't need to know what made it possible for me to imagine having a business or pursuing a career. Because that is in Article 19(1)(g). It gave me that freedom. It gave the citizens of this country freedom to choose a profession of their choice. That led to the origin of business schools, but we don't teach that. So we believe that is where we all need to start. We need to start from the very beginning. हिंदी में कहते हैं भाई साहब, आपकी हिंदी ठीक है? चलेगा? थोड़ा सा एक दो हिंदी का लाइन चलेगा?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
भाई अभी देखिए कुछ कह नहीं सकते हैं, बात चल रही है, हो सकता है हिंदी को बना ही दें हम नेशनल लैंग्वेज अब, तो हम चाहते हैं कि एक दो लाइन हम हिंदी में भी बोल लें. बहुत शुरुआत से शुरू करना पड़ेगा, and that's what the IPM program believes in. We start with the Constitution and we come to today's reality, because in the third year, last term 9 of the third year, we end this program by a course called Gender Justice, and believe me, that's what we are all about. We are all equal, right? In the eyes of the law, we are all equal. This is a country made by equals for equals. So we'll end the BBA side of the IPM program by that course called Gender Justice. That's the value that NALSAR adds, and I believe that many such experiences, the student life at NALSAR. Imagine you enter into a class for linear equation, come out of the class studying linear equation, and you walk out and suddenly start fighting for the rights of our unpaid workers or for contract workers. So that's what NALSAR is, that we not only teach you to understand mathematics, but we also tell you that humanity is far more important as well. Don't leave that. We are all human, and humanity is as important as anything else. That's why you should come to NALSAR.
Truly, sir. And my next question to you is compared to UG courses, why IPM is the best course one should choose rather than going for a BBA plus MBA or any UG course after pursuing a master's degree?
So I'll answer this question. Yeah. So the BBA course basically gives only a foundational perspective of business. On the other hand, the IPM course is an amalgamation of different branches. That's what I was just telling you, right? So we have social sciences. We have a strong foundation in social sciences. We teach constitution, we teach law, we teach philosophy, we teach psychology, we teach arts, we teach subjects which are very, very, very niche, like gender studies. I don't think any other institute in India is offering gender studies. We also teach basics of research methods. And what we have observed is, one of the first year students has already written a research paper with one of our faculty members. So this is because we have provided that kind of atmosphere where a student can just pick up some idea and come to a faculty member and start honing his skills. So he is already in that particular zone to write a research paper. So this was possible because we have asked them to explore whatever they can in this university. So a student of IPM can directly walk down to a professor working in the law department, can ask any particular question, can also sit down with that particular professor and write a research paper, can also come down and sit with the management faculty members and also write a research paper. So in addition to this, uh, the courses like, so for example, we have a course like business history. So this is not taught in any of the BBM courses or BBA courses. So this is something, this is a value add that IPM is providing. So we also have gender justice, right? So as just Professor Patnaik has just mentioned, this is the only department that is providing a course on gender justice. Constitution and business, which other institute of national reputation like NALSAR can provide this particular course? No other university can provide this. So this makes IPM program unique when compared to any other program. I'll also ask Professor Patnaik to give his opinion on this.
So, one other thing, I think Vivek has, boxed the answer very well. The packaging is absolutely perfect there. But one other thing that is also equally important, I think it's important to note here that in any undergrad program that you will do at any university of this country, you will not get an opportunity to experience political democracy. That's very important. Okay. Today's generation does not know what is democracy. How do you exercise vote? What is the power of a vote? At NALSAR, because NALSAR was a law university, there was something called the Student Bar Council. The Student Bar Council is the elected body of students which represents the students' interests and acts as a bridge between the students and the university administration. You will be amazed to know that in the Moot Court Society, in the ADR Society, there are IPM representatives as well. And this case study society that we have, business cases, case study competitions and all, we have representatives from law. And in the industry relevance and readiness committee, we have students from law. This kind of integration brings forward the best of both education that we offer at NALSAR. There are two flagship programs now. There is the IPM program, there is the BLLB program, and we at NALSAR are not operating as if they are in two silos, but they are intertwined together in everything that they do. Be it the fests, the cultural fests that they do, be it in the academic pursuit of excellence, be it in research, be it in participation in different competitions throughout the country and outside, which is abroad, internationally, or be it just in the evening chit-chatting about current occurrences in the world. Right? Imagine the perspectives that have come together. These perspectives create a student at NALSAR. And that's why IPM at NALSAR is important and is very unique and different. It is truly a sui generis program.
So, sir, my next question to you is that what are the advantages to IPM students as if we compare them with PGP students like MBA graduates?
So as I said, for MBA students at echelon institutions like IIM Indore or all the other IIMs, they come from the best of institutions. These are the most, these are students with intent. And that differentiates them from the others. If you try hard enough, I'm sure you must have seen the movie or read the story about the man who moved the hill, the Indian person in Bihar, who dug the whole hill so that he could make a road. And it was not because the person was mad. He was believed to be mad, but he was not mad. But he was in deep love with his wife, and he lost his wife because he could not take her to a hospital because there was no road. He had to cross the hill. So he decided that no other life should ever be lost again. Right? And that is very important. Those stories are very important because those are the realities of tomorrow. And we want our IPM students to be convergent with those kind of realities. So unlike other institutions where students directly enter into an MBA program, And as you all know, an MBA program in 2 years is absolutely jam-packed with action, right? It's a Rajamouli RRR film where there is a lot of action, right? So you have a lot of courses, assignments, quizzes, then you have internships, and then as soon as you return from the internship, you have your placements. By the time 1.5 years are over, you're already placed. Then you're supposed to maintain what you are on your social profiles as well, so that the company doesn't revoke the job offer. So you're done. 2 years moves extremely fast. Here in our IPM program, as Vivek has also been saying, our imagination of a manager is different than a PGP program. We have imagined a manager, right? That's our vision. That's NALSAR's vision, which was contributed ably by all faculty members, be it industry experts. We spoke to about 50, 60 industry experts as well, and then we curated this program, right? So in our mind, we want to create a business leader who is absolutely entrenched in the reality of the country. And that's why this IPM program is different from a PGP program as such. It's a 2-year program, this is a 5-year program, so it moves from point A to point B in a much slower fashion than a 2-year rapid action program, which is the PGP program. Our program is a 5-year program with 4 internships. Each internship is designed to provide the students with a certain outlook and a perspective. They start their first internship with the village immersion, where they go into villages and they live the life of in the village. They stay in the village and they experience the village for about 6 to 8 weeks. Then, of course, in the second year, they go to startups. Primarily, unicorns are what we are trying, because just because somebody is a unicorn, it doesn't mean that they have put in all the processes in place. So, unlike a very structured corporate house, startups work very differently. There, everybody does everything. So there is no JD, right? So today you might wake up and become an HR person. In the afternoon, after having lunch, you might have to sell a product. And after doing so, of course, in the evening, you'll enter all the details and then become a finance manager as well. So in a startup, you learn to be as holistic as possible. And that then leads you to corporate internships in your third and the fourth internship. Now, in PGP program, this is only possible once. Right? There's only one summer internship. And that, of course, you are not going to spend anywhere else but at the topmost places, be it consulting houses, the Big Four, the consulting houses, or the FMCG companies or the telecom companies, so that you got banks and you get to get there once your program is over. Whereas here, it's a gradual build-up, right? It's like a baby which is born. And then they can't just start running all together. They have to first fall down, get up and run. Right? That's the IPM program.
I would like to just add one more point. In any regular PGP course of any IIM or any other top institution, so the focus is always on business administration courses, right? On the other hand, an IPM course, because of its multi-perspective dimension, gives the participants also a multi-perspective of any real-world problem. So because we have a strong foothold in social sciences, we believe that there exists multiple realities in the world. So if you don't have a multi-perspective approach to a problem, you will only have one particular solution to one particular approach to solve a particular problem. Instead, if a participant is provided with multi-perspectives, that happens because our students study philosophy, psychology, political sciences, and also law, gender studies. They have a multi-perspective approach or multi-approach to solve a particular problem. So this is something that will have a differential advantage. So in the long run, I am sure our participants will definitely demonstrate the professional will and also the personal humility that any business leader would require in this fast changing world, right? So this is starkly different. This program is starkly different. We are only intending to develop leaders who are of level 5 category. So
Definitely,
you have
sir.
another question? I'm ready.
Yeah, definitely, sir. So next question is like, as you gave a basic overview of the course curriculum, right? So could you just go a deep more on that? Because when I heard gender diversity is a subject over there, I was really fascinated by that. So could you just brief about that as well?
Thank you for this question. So as I've mentioned, we have a multi-perspective approach in our curriculum. So we start off with a very unique course called as Business Constitution and Business. So the top university in India, the top law university in India teaches this particular course, right? So you can understand the kind of in-depth understanding a participant in the first year of his program would develop. So as a particular participant moves on in his particular course, in his IPM course, he will also do courses like Psychology 1, Psychology 2 in the very first year, and will also do business history. So according to our research, only a handful of institutions, educational institutions in India, offer this particular course called as business history. We spoke to top business historians in India, and we have developed this particular course. So the course is very, very unique. So it offers a comprehensive picture of how business has evolved. This history can only give them some sort of an understanding of what future lies in for a particular manager, right? So in second year, we have courses from law, like law of torts. We also have environmental law. We have courses on gender. In addition to this, we have close to 6 courses from quantitative techniques. So the first year offers 3 quantitative technique papers: Mathematics 1, Mathematics 2, Mathematics 3. So a business student will be attempting questions or will be pursuing courses which are also pursued by students in any top engineering institution. So this also gives them that analytical ability to think about a particular problem, right? So in second year, a particular student will also have 2 courses in business statistics. So this broad base of courses keeps the students on their toes, right? They're always doing some or the other assignment. In addition to this, we also ask students to participate in our administrative activities. So we ask students to engage in bettering this department, in the upkeep of department, in everyday activities of our department. So this also gives them a lot of scope to learn. So as per my understanding, I was just having a conversation with one of the IPM students. So she was telling me that the curriculum that they learn is only 50%. What they learn outside the classroom, in the campus, is the rest 50%. They are completely involved in all the activities. IPM students run a business magazine here. They run photography club. They run media and public relations cell. They run speakers club. They run poets club. So there are a host of activities here which IPM students are doing. In addition to courses, this is what makes their life very exciting here. So one of the students, the same student was telling me, in fact, that she doesn't want to go home and she wants to spend her holidays here because there's a lot of activity here, and she likes every minute of her stay here at NALSAR. This is what I think makes NALSAR course a very exciting one. I think Professor Patnaik wants to add something.
I was just thinking that I should also tell you that in summer breaks, during the internships, we do not hold classes. So even if our students stay back, they are not forced into classes. But yeah, it's really true. I mean, yesterday I also had a couple of chats with the IPM kids, and because they are the ones who are the face of the program, right? So we constantly have a dialogue with them. I think every 3 days or so we have a dialogue with them with regards to what others are doing, what are we doing, how do we compare, how do we compete, and all of those. Because I believe that institutions are not made by brick and mortar. The fancy designs don't make institutions. It's the students, their willpower and their intent, their drive, that makes the institution. Nothing else will make the institution. So our students are a set of live wires who have come together, and there are sparks everywhere. Their brilliance is throughout. I mean, everybody can see it, sense it, and feel it. So that's the program. In terms of the curriculum, I think Vivek has covered almost everything. I think one other unique thing that we also do is in the third year of the IPM, we give them a set of electives. So out of the 5 courses that they have to do in each term, in the third year, there are 3 electives. So they can choose their courses and thereby explore their interest by choosing whatever interests them. So there might be law courses, there might be new age data science courses, there might be social science courses, there might be a whole range of courses. There might be Buddhism in Ukraine or something, I don't know, some course. It's an elective. So offered by people from across the country. So they are also exposed to those kind of courses which are fluid, yet they are very real in terms of the value that they add to your CV and to you in your mental growth.
Okay, sir. So my next question to you is that which course are you accepting for IPM at NALSAR? Also, which one is given more weightage and which one is like how is it going to be?
Thank you so much for this question. We've already answered this particular question in our previous interactions with the potential students. So we consider IPMAT Indore, JIPMAT, IPMAT Rohtak. In addition to this, we also consider our CLAT entrance test, right? And we also consider IIT JEE scores. So this is only the 50% component of our assessment. So the rest 50% has 12.5% weightage for 10th standard, another 12.5% for 12th standard, and 25% is in the personal interview. So in the personal interview, we try to understand. So we have a panel that interviews a candidate. So we try to understand what is this candidate about. How does this candidate add value to the class? So he or she should be basically bringing in some value. So in our MBA program this time, we have a national badminton player. So she is bringing in a lot of value. She's I think if I'm not wrong, she's national 20. Her rank is national 20. So she brings in a lot of attitude to that particular classroom. She knows what hustle is all about. So she preferred us over one of the top B schools in India. So that is the value add that we are looking at. So we want students from diverse backgrounds, and we also look at the general knowledge, the attitude, and the hustle attitude, that hunger that we in the local parlance. So this is what we look at, and in fact, actually, we have an ideal candidature mapped by our head of the department. I think Professor Patnaik can elaborate on this.
So I just wanted to first add to what Vivek was saying in terms of the badminton champion rank 20. A lot of the students and a lot of us read about what competition is. So if somebody asks you, can you define competition? The first thing that you will do is go to the internet and ask Google. Right? Google, what do you mean by competition? Imagine somebody who has experienced competition sitting with you. Their understanding of what they are doing, why they are sitting there versus somebody who's only read about competition, believe me, is very different. There's a stark difference in somebody competing and somebody reading about competition. है ना, सोचने में और करने में बहुत अंतर है, बहुत जमीन आसमान का अंतर है. In terms of the value and why do we take so many tests, is of course let's say there's one set of students who appear for the IPMATs, both the IPMATs Indore and Rohtak and JIPMAT, and they have shown enough intent in terms of pursuing a career in management, primarily at the IIMs, the 5 IIMs who have the program. IIT JEE is of course for those who have believed and have an intent to pursue a career in engineering. And of course those who proceed to IIT JEE Advanced, of course they go to the IITs and they clear, they go to IITs. So we are also looking at that audience. Right? Because as we told you, we are a fully rounded institution. So if our roundedness exists not only in our curriculum design but also in the class demographic, So you have some who are very good in mathematics, who understand quantitatives, who have that bent of mind. But at the same time, we also bring in students who have done well in the CLAT exam. And CLAT exam doesn't test people on quantitatives alone. It's a lot more, right? It's a whole different ball game. And we also want good students from there to come into the class as well, because they bring in a different perspective. Vivek said something which is very amazing. I mean, I think that's a very good line that we should use as a punchline for our IPM program now. But you are all, but how many perspectives you have. So can you see how many realities can you see? If you know about quantum physics, you will know that quantum physics necessarily tells you that everything is real. Realities are n to the power n. Everything is real. What you see is real to you. That's your reality. We want our students to enlarge that one singular reality into at least 4, 5, 7 realities. And that will become their reality. So their horizon of thought will increase. And that's why we bring in people from all those tests. Of course, it's highly competitive. Last year also, I got so many phone calls, at times emotional phone calls as well. But we could not do much in terms of admissions, because our admissions follow a completely transparent system. It's out there, everything was there publicly available. So this time as well, there will not be much that we can do apart from inspiring you to do well, and if everything goes well, then we will see many of your viewers here with us next year.
Hopefully, sir. So next question is like you described like IPM student's life is like an adventurous Rajmouli film. So you could just brief about how is a day in the life of IPM student.
I should not answer this question, but because you asked, I will make an attempt. If you know any of our IPM students, or if you reach out to any of them, they will tell you what really happened. I don't know, maybe then post that you can drop me a message if we should do what we did on day one of their IPM. And I'll only tell you the day one of their IPM. I don't want to get into the course curriculum and the rigmarole of submissions and assignments and quizzes and submissions and them taking a little bit of a free time to talk really good about teachers. Among them, I'm sure all of you also do that. When you're loaded with assignments and quizzes, you definitely take a little bit of time out from your busy schedule to talk amazing things about teachers. I'm also aware of that. I have also been a student. But on day one of their IPM, because you said day, right? So this is day one of their IPM. The invocation was done. The commencement speech was done by Dr. Sam Pitroda. And he did it from the US early in the morning. So here we were in the evening. He finished his convocation speech, and the students logged off, imagining that tomorrow is going to be a holiday. Right? A mail was sent to them that tomorrow the first class will begin exactly sharp at 0600 hours. That's 6 in the morning. And they had a small assignment to do, which was to watch one movie, which was of about 2.5 to 3 hours, draw an understanding. There were 4 questions that had to be answered. On the movie, they had to see the movie, analyze the movie, answer 4 questions, and then discuss those 4 questions at 6 in the morning. I was amazed that at 5:55, when I logged into my class that day, there were 62 students present in that class. Everybody had their sheet in their hand, and they were all ready to go. They were all raring to go. All that needed was to fire the shot so that they can all start on their 100 meters race. And that's the day of an IPM student here at NALSAR. We want you to sleep. That doesn't mean that we will help you to sleep. That we want you to take rest. We want you to eat good food, and of course we want you to do everything on time. But all that we can do is offer you as much of assistance as possible. My teachers stay on campus. Many of our teachers stay on campus, so we are all available 24/7. If you need anything, any help in terms of academics, call us, come to us, and they come to our places also at times, and we help them out. But then the rigor is not to be questioned. And I always tell them, come to me with a challenge and I'll be the first to take it up. You seek a concession, I'm not the right person. So we don't believe in concessions, we believe in challenges. That's what our IPM program and our kids go through on a daily basis. Every day is a challenge. Today, if there is a quiz, tomorrow there is an assignment submission. Day after there is a so this is the day, right?
Yeah.
In the evening there is Telugu Fest where you have to dance. Post that there is a dinner arranged. Post that there are walks that you have to do with some of your best friends that you make once you enter college. So there's a lot of things that you do at the institution that I can't talk about. Of course, I will evoke my constitutional right of speech and expression and not speak. But yeah, they have an amazing time. Sometimes we have meetings at 11 o'clock in the night. I have some of my interns, marketing interns as well. Vivek operates the MPRC, so the Media and Public Relations Cell Committee, I think. And so these are things that happen throughout the day. So with all the rigor that they go through, with all the fun that they have, they still have their feet on the ground. And they are ready for that meeting at 11 p.m. Having done their research, having done their work, ready to contribute towards the goal which was assigned earlier. That's the day for an IPM student here.
That's one last final tips from both of your side for students who are preparing for IPMAT, JIPMAT, and various others entrances to apply for IPM at NALSAR.
So we have already mentioned how the weightage for each component is given. So one suggestion for all the potential students is focus on your strengths, remain poised, demonstrate the value addition that you can provide to the classroom, and remain positive. So don't have any sort of negative views or do not demonstrate any closed attitude. So we want students to explore various things here. For that, we need open attitude. We want people to be, hustlers actually. So that requires some sort of attitude which we look for. So we want students to demonstrate that particular thing. So that's one. And our panelists ask questions which I really don't know today. So there's a lot of surprise element there. So questions can range from static GK to dynamic GK. So for static GK, I urge all the potential candidates to brush up those particular things. So it can range from basic history to basic civics to current affairs to basic inventions, discoveries, basic geography, and anything else in addition to this will also help. So this is as far as GK goes. So a few of our panelists are also number crunchers, so they can just throw up a particular problem and ask you to solve that particular problem. So they're not looking for the solution, but they're trying to understand how would you approach that particular problem. Right? So solution is okay. Solution is there, but how are you getting through it? So it's a layered problem that they throw up. So that particular problem should be able to tease you in some particular way. If you're being teased, then we're not looking for you. So if you're still able to stand still, and if you're still able to give out a particular question, give out a particular solution, then we like you. So and there is surprise element in interviews. I really can't tell you today what are the tips. But broad based, we are looking for open attitude and we are looking for hustling attitude actually. So if Pinaki sir wants to add.
So I think I'll just add to Vivek's answer of final tips. My final tip would be practice, prepare. But don't be nervous. Stay calm as much as possible. Stay calm. Please tell all of your friends who are preparing, or on your website, on your YouTube channel, anywhere. Both of you, I think you have a responsibility being media today. people sometimes do not understand that working 22 hours or 24 hours is not going to get them anywhere. It's just going to make them sick. It's going to make them very, very uncomfortable in their own self. Please tell everybody that they must have enough sleep, enough rest. The mind is attuned to a certain way of functioning. Don't challenge it that much that it just loses. If you push the brain to the wall, then it will at a point in time just explode. Don't let that happen. We are very important to who we are and the others that are very closely knit with us. Your parents love you, your relatives also care for you, they love you beyond anything. So please take care of yourself, prepare well, but that doesn't mean that you overdo what you're doing already. Have good night's sleep, have good food, and know for yourself that life will take you to places that are unimagined today. Be open to those challenges. Be open to those challenges. I wish all of them very, very heavy good luck. If they do well in their exams and they find the path that will take them to their destination, to their goal that they have in their mind. Please never try and say that it's not a matter of pride. To me, it is not a matter of pride that you say I study 22 hours or 24 hours. I think that's just not appropriate. One life, man. It's just one life. So you need to enjoy it also. Please don't do that to yourself. Right?
Truly, sir.
That's my words.
With that being said, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you, professors, for joining in. It was a pleasure talking to you both. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you.
Bye, Anshul. Bye.
Bye.